Good morning, everybody. I am your spooky host, and welcome back to a new season of Draft League. I'm excited for this. We're doing Ubers. We love Ubers. I need to post the link real quick. Give me a second. I also like to get my side monitor up with the stream so I can see. On YouTube as well? Maybe. I don't know. My setup isn't as crisp as it used to be. Too early for this? That is fair. I appreciate you getting up for it though. Assuming you got up for it. I don't like to, I appreciate that. I appreciate my hair's getting long, so I've got to fold it back or I get terrible bed head. I think Sierra's gonna cut my hair pretty soon, so won't have to worry about that. Yeah, we got a new season of the PPML. Dang it, I forgot to post the link. I gotta post the link. So everybody can see. That will be in the recaps and analysis. We are live. Today, we are going to go over everybody's first round pick, and then we're gonna go into the teams. How's it look? That looks a little zoomed out, I'd say. There we go. Okay, took a second to adjust. So a couple notable things about the board. Even that's not zoomed in enough. There we go. We do have some Terra bands around the 9-point region. The highest point Terramon you could get was a 9-pointer. No Regieleki, no Staraptor, Arachnid, all those guys. No RC's normal, Ghost. Yo, what's up, Slur Bear? No Shadow Rider, makes sense. Yeah, these guys make sense. I think there's a couple more that could have been banned. I think there's an argument for Groudon and Kyogre. Just the sheer power of a Mon that's already like it doesn't need an ability for Groudon and Kyogre to be good, right? So let's just look at this really quick. Mogon. Kyogre does not need an ability to be good. It has 150 base special attack and good bulk. Maybe it wouldn't be platinum. But this thing gets heading to work, but you're just gonna be lurking? Well, I'm happy to have you around. But this thing is incredibly specially bulky, incredibly specially threatening. Got some utility in like Thunderwave. You've got ways to boost, and then this thing's also got Drizzle on top of it, right? So now you can support your entire team with Rain. Kyogre would be fine in Plat, but Groudon with a Paradox is a little rough. Groudon with Paradox, what do you mean by that? It also, well, Groudon gets spikes and stealth rocks and stuff, so it's even got more utility. Will-O-Wisp. Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, in this meta, the sun is like a little bit more valuable. Yeah, that's a good point. It'd be like if there was an electric terrain setter up here for like the other half of the Paradox Mons. Yeah, that's a good point. Groudon might be busted. Groudon might have been what should have been the #1 pick, but anyways, definitely some really good stuff in the platinum tier. There's a system set up so that like you couldn't just grab like a bunch of like platinums, for example. You can only do like one platinum, or like one platinum, one bronze, or like one silver, one bronze, or 3 bronzes. Also, depending on how well you did in your previous season of this league, you got a handicap if you were in the playoffs. So I was in the championship but did not win last season, so I could pick up to 3 bronzes. We'll see how that went. I think in the next round of the playoff, you can only do the silver one, next round only the gold one and below, and then platinums after that. So a lot of people with platinum options. The idea being that the players that knew what they were doing wouldn't have access to a platinum, and that's the case. Not just knew what they were doing, but like could really weaponize these because they understand the deeper kind of mechanics of the game. I'd say the most interesting case there will be, we'll go over in a little bit. So let's get into the draft. After the Ubers, this is, as far as I understand, the same board we had before, but with a couple things just adjusted based on usage. So they're not adjusted for Ubers, meaning there's definitely some underpriced stuff on the board, like based on how they handle Ubers. And I think they all got scooped up for the most part. Things like Blissey, things like Chansey, Corviknight, some of those walls that just like handle like a bunch of Arceus forms or something like that. So let's start with the first round of the draft. We've got Kolya with the Kyogre. I like that quite a bit. Like I said, Rain's good, and the fact that everybody doesn't have an Ogerpon Wellspring on their team definitely helps. Kyogre's good on its own. With the Rain, you've got Thunder plus like Ice Beam plus Big Stab Water Move in the Rain coverage. This thing's big and nasty and hard to kill in one hit, and I guess you want like a big physical grass type move or something, or you want to paralyze it. Base 90 speed definitely is a little tricky, but I mean even just like Scarfed Water Spout is going to be, that's frightening, right? So I think it's a good pick, and we will see if that evolves into a whole range strategy. I'd say probably one of the best picks in the Platinum tier. Next would be Mewtwo from Jay Volin, USA. I like Mewtwo. I'm just thinking like compared to these guys. Mewtwo's got more bulk than like a Deoxys attack. I think I like it more than a Palkia, which is like falling behind a little bit. Like Mewtwo's got that really good speed tier. It's outspeeding the other Ubers. It's got incredible coverage. Its typing is holding it back a little bit. Its bulk isn't as good. I can't believe it's an Ubers UU. That's wild. How far the Mayu have fallen. Psy Strike, you get to use defense and not special defense. You've got speed, you've got status moves, you've got... I'd love to see Mewtwo used like in bad matchups just as like a super fast utility mon with a lot of these options. But most of the time it's going to have good matchups. That's not a problem because your coverage is just... I mean, you have Thunderbolt Ice Beam. What else could you ask for? A big Psychic move. You get Aura Sphere, so you don't even have to rely on like Focus Blast. It's really good. I like this. Would I have gone for something else on the board at this time, like Yveltal, or Xerneas, or Groudon, or Ho-Oh, or Calyrex, or Zacian? What about Zacian regular? Not too sure about this guy on its own. It's got Intrepid Sword, so it's going to get the attack boost. The Fairy type, that's good. It's got attack, good defense, crazy speed tier. Is that a plat? I guess 138 speed plus swords dance is enough, honestly. And the coverage. Looks like much better coverage than Zamazenta. You've got Trailblaze, you've got Wild Charge, you've got Sacred Sword, Play Rough, yeah, that's really good stab, Poison Jab. I feel like that's one of the big things that Zamazenta's missing. His defense is still good. This thing's chunky. The typing's better than fighting. Yeah, that's really good. Do I want this more than Mewtwo? It's more of a threat out of the gate. It gets an attack boost. It's probably not... Oh, they're the same stats in regular form. When they crown, they change. Oh, okay. I've got a confession, and it's that I've never played a Gen 8 game. I skipped Sword and Shield. It was just like... I just wasn't feeling it. I don't know why. My wife played through it. She liked it. I played Scarlet Violet because of Draft League, I think. And before that, I played Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Moon, but I just could not get into Sword and Shield. So it's probably my biggest gap in like knowledge. But yeah, I can see why this thing's pretty busted. Either way, I do like Mewtwo. I mean, hey, if you want to build a Mewtwo team, I think it's a fine pick. But with what's available on the board, I feel like I would have gone with Platinum. Even the Arceus forms, like Arceus Ground's super threatening. Arceus Water, it's like hard to like break defensively, and just like, you know, physical water or special waters, like it's just good. We got Nick with the Arceus Dark next. I think a little bit of a trap pick maybe for Nick. I know who's a newer player. Arceus Dark, if I understand correctly, is rated so high because it has good matchups as like a specially defensive mon in the in Ubers, and the fact that you've got like stab foul play, so you don't have to invest in your attack. So if you're looking for some like big crazy sweeper guy, like that's great because Dark is like good neutral coverage, but I don't think it's in Platinum because it's good at being the big scary Uber. Like, I want to see this being used as a wall maybe to support some other things, and I don't even know if I like that too much because I don't know what momentum it might be a little bit of a momentum sink. I guess it has like base. It's not passive, right? It's an Arceus. It has 120 base stats across the board. But I feel like this was a little bit of a trap for a newer player. If there's still time, switch to Yveltal. That's my advice. Let's check out Yveltal, which should have been drafted. I couldn't draft it, otherwise I would have. Check out, if you want a Dark type, grab Yveltal. Crazy attacking stats, right? You've got a fine speed tier. It's a lot better than the other Ubers. Your Dark type moves are powered up, right? You've got Oblivion Wing, to 80 base power move that recovers 75% of the damage you deal. That's crazy. It's just crazy. Your Dark Pulse is 131 base special attack, boosted with a 1.33 multiplier. And remember, that's better than like having like 131 special attack times 1.333 itself. Like it's a multiplier. So in your formula, with your specs, with your life orb, with whatever, like that's going to calculate based off of like the EVs you invested into it as well. It's a multiplier. So like this thing is going to deal incredible damage. And then you've got a 130 base power Sucker Punch that you don't even have to invest into or knock off to deal good damage. You've got Taunt at 99 speed. That's really good. You could do, yeah, look at this fully defensive set. You've got Momentum. You've got Healing. You've got Status. You've got Removal. What is this thing? Somebody draft. I'm gonna reach out to Nick after this, and I'm telling him to draft Yveltal instead of Arceus. Anyways, next Arceus Fairy. I just talked about Arceus a bit, but we'll dive into it real quick here. Looks like this one's also another defensive mon that people like. Maybe a lot of the Arceus mons are like 120 base stats are really good, but you can like find that in offense elsewhere. Stealth Rock, Taunt. Yeah, this guy can't do anything, so like that's pretty nice. But like, are you going to use it as your Mew? You know what I mean? Like the guy that can have any coverage and do like all the different moves and like be whatever you need that week. It feels like Arceus is a pretty good like enabler of like letting the rest of your team do what you want it to do. But in that case, I would expect your other mons to really have like a solid strategy and know how to deal with them. But anyways, this thing is like, regardless of who's using it and how, it's a strong mon with a ton of options and a great type. It can be bulky, it can be fast. It has priority, it has boosting, it has recovery, it has status, it has hazards. It's a good pick. I like the fairy pick better than the dark pick, probably, just because fairy is like maybe the best type in the game. You're only weak to poison and steel, right? That's like, and you resist dark in fighting, which is hard, and dragon, which is hard to get a resist to. No idea why fairy had to resist bug though. That didn't feel right. Don't know why they did that. Next, maybe the first controversial pick. A Dragonite of 15 points. Dragonite without Terra for 15 points. Is that good in and of itself? Yes. I would say if I'm comparing it to the other guys here, I'm comparing it to Galarian Zapdos or Gengar or Infernape or Heatran or Mamoswine, maybe Rotom Wash, maybe Slowking, maybe T-Tar, maybe Baxcalibur. I think Dragonite should probably be a little bit more expensive, so I think it is a good deal. Morning, Jordan Walk 2015. I'm going over the draft. This is my drafting coach, Jordan Walk 2015, who, you know, helped me every step of the way. Unfortunately, I didn't take it as his advice and draft Galarian Weezing, but... So do I like going Dragonite round 1? No. Sometimes you gotta get your guy. Maybe he got sniped with his platinum and he's like, oh, I don't think somebody's going for something else that you wanted. Dragonite's good. Without Terra, it's not that good, right? It's not worth building your entire team around in an Ubers League. I mean, you've got multi-scale, you've got coverage out the wazoo, you've got threatening offensive coverage, good dragon stab. It's just not enough, I don't think, for your first round pick. Like, did you really? I don't think you needed to reach for Dragonite this early. I think you could have waited 2 rounds to get Dragonite, so. Next, Groudon. We talked about Groudon a little bit. I think it was a great pick. Phil's even saying like maybe the best first round pick available. Just like being able to set Sun is absolutely crazy. Build a Paradox team around that. Build whatever you want around it. It enables a lot of like bad mons. Like you could pull Sunflora onto your team or Scovillain, who are like low pointers, but in the sun could be pretty good. You can get your Raging Bolts to have like Weather Ball and like have fire coverage. Like Sun's so good. Jordan Walks 2015 says that I was told Steve considered adding him after the fact and someone told him not to. Hey, Fair. It just didn't look like it meshed. If I had free reign, I'm going Zacian and going dumb, but Groudon is shiesty. I think Groudon's more fun to build around, maybe. Zacian is nasty, and we do see the Zacian down the line there from Darth Order, so I think yeah, that is a really good pick there. Next is Kyurem White. I don't know much about this one. I believe this is a plat. No. This is a gold from Hat, who did not have any restrictions. Hard ice type. Really good offensive coverage. If you Dragon Dance, you're not going to boost your primary attacking stat, which is your attack. Base 170 special. You're dropping crazy Draco Meteors. You've got Fusion Flare for really good fire coverage. Freeze Dry. This is probably the best Freeze Dry in the game. And Freeze Dry is really good. Was this a deal at 24 points? No. Would I rather have like Rayquaza that can go crazy after a Dragon Dance? Granted, you could just use the speed boost for special attack. It just feels like a little bit of a waste. Dragon Ice is good coverage. You're weak to stuff. You're really weak to some common stuff. You're weak to rocks, so you're taking 25% when you switch in. You're grounded. There is what? No utility here? This guy's fighting. He can do screens. He's got big moves, good ice coverage. Ice Burn? You could use Ice Burn with a power herb. Wouldn't that be wild? Has Icicle Spear. Okay, maybe it's kind of a benefit that this thing has Dragon Dance as an option. You could run a mix set. You could run a good mix set, I think. Because in Ubers, like, you're not just fighting other Ubers too. Like, you could do Dragon Dance, like 2 physical, like an ice move and like a maybe like a fire move or something, and then like still run like Freeze Dry, or I don't know, or like a physical dragon move. I don't know. Does it get Scale Shot? It does. It gets Scale Shot. That's interesting. This is fine. Okay, this is fine. I hate it being an ice type, but it is a stat monster. And like ice is really good offensive coverage. It's gonna be good into a lot of the Ubers. It's gonna be good into a lot of the Ubers. Speed's a little bit low, so like getting it in is going to be the problem. This takes I'd say this takes a little bit of a fine touch to get going, and then it's very scary. Also looks super priority weak. What's a No, I don't want to resume. I don't want to resume browsing. Don't do that to me. Okay, let's check out Kyurem White versus Hitmontop with Mach Punch. You're taking 50% from an adamant Hitmontop. After rocks, you'll be at 25%. Oh, yeah, hazard spam. It's weak to that too. If you come in on a layer, if you come in on 3 layers of spikes and rocks, and then get Mach Punched, you'll die before you can do anything. I don't know if I like it as a gold. I think with what was still on the board at the time, Rayquaza, Dialga, Deoxys Attack, and Giratina? Maybe. Luna's typing gives me the jitters. I feel like I would have gone for them first. But it'll be fine. You just have to be careful. This is fine. You just gotta be careful. Next, we have Steve with who had a restriction, could only pick a silver or below, and I think made an incredible decision in Marshadow. This was the best bronze on the board, and it wasn't even close. This is the best. If it was in the silver tier, I think it would have been the best. If it was gold, you could argue it would be the best. Maybe. Spectral Thief lets you steal the target's boosts before dealing damage. So, first, say you're up against, I don't know, a Cosmic Power guy with like Cosmic Power, Stored Power, Sigilif. Okay, whatever. First you steal all of its defense boosts. +4/+4, whatever. Then you hit it and kill it with your Ghost Stab. And now, your Marshadow with +4/+4. You could do it Scarfed on a Dragon Dance guy. You could do it, I don't know, it's crazy in a tier with like some of the best boosters in the game, with Swords Dance all over the place. And it gets rid of their boost too. And you get to apply it to your attack. That's crazy enough on its own. You've got Technician Shadow Sneak with 125 base attack. So if you do happen to take a Swords Dance, you're doing absolutely disgusting damage with Shadow Sneak. You've got Low Kick, incredible coverage against most of the Ubers who are thick. Ice coverage. You've got Bulk Up. I don't know if you get like Swords Dance or what other boosting moves. This is what I would have gone for if I wasn't confident knockoff. Sucker Punch, more priority. Thunder Punch, Will-O-Wisp. Oh my god. Thing's great. Incredible pick, Steve. If he wouldn't have picked it, I would have picked it. Because it's the best thing in bronze. Great move. Sean with the Dragapult next. Dragapult is also a great pick. This is banned. I think it's difficult to use, and I don't think anybody from our league has done a good job with it yet. I think it gets picked up, and like if you look at the stats, like the big thing here is the speed, and like it's kind of like you got some mixed options. The typing's great. You never know what it is going to bring. It could do the physical set. It can do a special set. It can spin block kind of. It can do like screens. It could be like a tricky like status spreader. And it's just so dang fast that it does it so good. Dragon Ghost, really cool typing. Like your resistances and immunities are going to be useful like all the time. You've got some weaknesses. You've definitely got some weaknesses there. But I love it. It's usually banned, right? It's usually banned. It just has so many options and good speed and fun typing. Maybe it gets a little bit out like muscled with the other Ubers, but even then it's like a good, I don't know, I think it's a great way to spread status and pivot around and drop a couple Dracos here and there. I think it's good glue. It'll make everything happen. So good for a bronze. Sean could have gone for a higher point Mon, and I think if you have that option, you do go for it. Like, I'd rather see an Eternatus, a Ho-Oh, a Yveltal, a Zamazenta. I think you go for the plat if it's available. Even then, there were a fair amount of golds. Even then, a fair amount of silvers. Like I would have loved a silver, for example. But out of the bronzes, I think it's quite good. There's the Zacian. Next, we've got Deoxys Attack. And by the way, right now, we're going over the first round picks for everybody, and then I'm going to go over teams. Deoxys Attack. This thing is priority fodder. I think I hate this. I might hate this pick. It's really strong. 150 base speed's amazing. This is more frail than Pheromosa. Yeah, 180 attack is amazing. It is. But what if I'm up against a single Pokemon with Sucker Punch? I guess you have extreme speed. Is that going to be enough? It is just a wet noodle. It does feel like a wet noodle. Wait, oh, my multi-chat's a little bit behind. That's okay. Yeah, this just isn't enough. I don't think. Spikes and Stealth Rock. I could do that with Deoxys Speed for many less points. I mean, that Psycho Boost is a little bit of a nuke. 0 attack. Grimmsnarl Fake Out does 43 to 51. Oh my. That is nutty. Why's my multi-chat not updating? It's okay, I can still see it. J27, good morning. And Crazy Steve, that's why Diego built a Psychic Terrain team. That is something we'll have to consider on the team building part. That certainly helps. Like, Expanding Force, it's going to be big. Yeah. There are definitely things that'll outspeed it. Scarfed. I don't think it's... In that context, if you're going to use it, that's the way to use it. And you're going to need it. But there's a big problem with that, and that's being Psychic type. Now you're going to get knocked off by every creature in the world. Yeah. With the other things available and the picks available, and no priority moves. Yeah. Yeah, there's no priority moves then. So your extreme speed's not getting any value. Next was Jaden. Jaden here with the Landorus Incarnate. And this is when Jaden was planning on building a mono ground team. Being weak to knockoff does suck. Jaden has a restriction. I think he could have gotten a silver, but that wouldn't get you a ground type. So looking at the board, the only... Yeah, I think the only ground type he could have gotten in the first 2 tiers in silver and bronze is the Landorus. In that context, I think this is a good... Oh, you could have gone gold? You could have gone gold. I feel like I would have gone for the Zygarde. Just ground dragon's like such a reliable typing. And it's just like a HP monster that can hit flying types. I don't know. I've never been the biggest Landorus Incarnate fan. Like, you still kind of have to set up. It's just slow. 101's not bad. You've got the life orb every time you get knocked off, and that's gone. Well, I'm glad you didn't grab Lando T, because I really wanted Lando T. So, I do appreciate it. Look, you've got rocks, you've got knockoff. You're doing a lot of damage with sheer force in these, like, base stats. That is for sure. It just hasn't felt like a 20-point Mon to me. Like... I know it's Ubers. I don't know why it's Ubers. I guess it's... I think this is... So it's nice that you can do physical special sets. Like, you have some variety. Coverage isn't incredible. But, I mean, you had, like, 2 options up here, right? Unless you went down for, like, a Great Tusk or something. Yeah, you're doing a ground type mono ground. In that context, like, it's a fine pick. It's a fine pick. Next we've got Jackson with the Lugia. And while I have Lugia has a special place in my heart for sure. Just because I'm a gold and silver kid. Mono flying now, yeah. You got to use it either way. The problem, again, another kind of stat monster, which is a beautiful thing. Multi-scale, so you're gonna be able to get in. Man, base 90 stats. Does this have taunt? It doesn't have taunt. So like, yeah, you can get in and you can calm mind, and that'll help you be as strong as like less strong than a Specs Typhlosion. In restricted Terra, yeah, that's probably it. It's probably Terra. That's almost certainly the case. Because then you could get like actual flying coverage, you could get like ice coverage or whatever. You could get rid of the 4 times weakness to ice, yeah. Look, people are arguing to have Lugia be unbanned in regular, and I don't think it's a good argument. But people are arguing to have Lugia unbanned from regular draft. And there's like a case. It's a terrible case. Let's see. Is Lugia 2 broken for... Yeah, it's just a take I've seen on like Twitter and stuff. And here's a video covering it from like one of my favorite Draft League people. I mean, his conclusion is that it was too broken. But there are people talking about it. And granted, people talk about everything, but there's like a fair amount of people bringing it up where I've heard about it from multiple sources. It's good. It's good. It's thick. You can calm mind. Aeroblast is crazy. You've got some utility and phasing. You've got recovery. Does it have toxic? It doesn't have toxic. How does this thing... Maybe in Nat Dex it does. How does this not have toxic? That's a shame. Greens? Thunderbolt. You got Bolt Beam coverage. Bolt Beam, Aeroblast. Flying is just good coverage. You don't think it's overwhelming, but it's such a wall that many mods will get shut down by it. Yeah, you gotta have a plan for it. Like Toxic and Roar. Yeah, I mean, it's not super easy to break through. I'm just thinking about what you get for... I don't know, what if I had Necrozma Dawnwings or Reshiram? Granted, I don't like the silver tier that much. I don't even care about that. It's just there's so much of this available on the board. You could have had Ho-Oh or Yveltal or anything. But I mean, I guess you get more points. Next was Palkia at 24 points from Doug. Palkia is a really good type. It's Water Dragon. It's weak to 2 things.
Oh, we don't go near any place with
dang it! I still don't have my. Maybe this weekend I'll set my alerts back up. I apologize. Usually Shaggy's run across the screen. Does that mean he gets the MLP form? I don't see it banned. I'll have to check. Let's check. I actually didn't see anything about the like the origin orbs or whatever. Maybe Alex can answer that. That's pretty interesting. So you could run origin form or regular. So you've got some variety there. Base special attack's good. 120 base speed's good. If this is allowed, I don't even know if I can comment on this now, because I don't know if this Palkia Origin's legal or not. We'll have to see. 120 base speed's good. With 150 special attack and Water Dragon. Pretty sick. Not listed separate and not banned. Yeah, must be legit. Lustrous Globe. An additional 1.2 times power on base 150 special attack. That's great. Spatial Rend. It's basically Aeroblast, but dragon. You've got Hydro Pump. Do you have like Surf? Yeah, you have Surf too. You don't even have to run Hydro Pump. T-Wave, Earth Power. I like this. I actually like this a lot now. T-Wave, Trick. You've got ground coverage. You've got ice coverage. You've got Aura Sphere. A ancient power. You don't want that. You don't want that. Okay, I like this. Especially if you have two forms. That's two different forms to prepare for. Base and origin form. Like, how are you going to deal with that? You've got, and both are decently bulky. I mean, origin form's a straight upgrade, right? You're losing attack for speed. That's great. And you become part horse. And you get to move high horsepower. That's incredible. The Alga origin is nasty. Giratina. Yeah, that's gotta be it. Those are... I'm gonna confirm with Alex, but that's an incredible move if that's the case. Yeah. I think we'll check it for sure. Anyways, that's good. Good job, Doug. I think regular Palkia is fine too. Elusive horse type, it's incredible. Next is my first round pick, Imagirna. I was restricted to just bronzes, and at this time, Marshadow, the best bronze, and Dragapult were off the board, but I had figured Marshadow would be gone, so I was going for Magirna, and I built my strategy around it. I think the big thing was that last season I started with Pheromosa, and instead of all these resistances, I started out with a million weaknesses. Or at least like no resistances and no bulk or anything. And I spent the rest of my draft trying to make up for that, and I didn't have anything I liked. Not really. Magirna's the opposite. This is glue, and I knew that whatever else I got for the rest of the draft, I could make it work, because Magirna is great. One of the best typings in the game. 2 immunities, 1 4 times resist, and then a ton of regular resistances. Fire and Ground's a common weakness, but we can work around that. Soul Heart means that whenever somebody dies in front of me, there's a special attack increase. So even this first week, I have Magirna sitting in front of a Mon that switched in and died from rocks. Magirna gets a special attack increase. Amazing. Incredibly bulky. And because the defensive stats are high, I can just invest in HP and just be bulky across both sides of the board. And I'm not going to outspeed too much anyways, but I can if there's some bulky guys I want to get through. Plus, there's shift gear, so we can just double our speed and attack. Bronze from Magirna is crazy. I think this is a silver or gold guy. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate the support. And I think I got the perfect partner for it too. We'll go over that later. Jetpack Fleur Cannon. This thing has hazards. This thing has healing through Draining Kiss. Really good coverage. Slow pivoting with Volt Switch. Setup moves. Frick. It's Fairy Steel. Like that's just good. Bolt Beam, Grass. Frickin' Brick Break. Oh, Aura Sphere. Baton Pass for a pivot if you're against a bunch of ground types or something. I guess I'd probably switch out in that case, but I like it. I like it a lot. I think it just fits with everything. Thunderwave, Encore, whatever. Pain Split for healing. I'm very happy with this. Again, I do think Marshadow is the best, but I think this is easier to... I think you're building around Marshadow with Marshadow. I think Dragapult and Magirna are like things that kind of fit on every team, which which did make like the drafting process, I think, very fun, which I was happy with. Now we're getting into the last couple of picks. These were mostly restricted, folks. Next was Noah with the Pelipper pick. Noah's built a Sun and Rain team with, I believe, Torkoal and Pelipper. Noah had a silver restriction, if I'm correct. Silver or below. Knowing, if he was going in knowing this is a gimmick he wanted, and he couldn't get Kyogre, like, you don't want Politoed, right? I can't blame him too much if this is what the team is based around. Like, it's super gimmick. I mean, it works, right? Like, you're gonna be dealing with more weather in Ubers, so that's fine. And Pelipper's neat. It's gotten better. Like, the fact that you've like these stab hurricanes that are gonna hit every time. You've got a little bit of bulk. You've got some like slow pivoting recovery. And like waters or drizzle's good. You can build a whole team around it, and it's gonna be hard to predict. And now somebody else is not getting rain, so it's gonna put you in a lot of control. For the gimmick, yeah, sure. Alex, our returning champion and commissioner, goes for Zamazenta, turn one. Zamazenta, very hard to deal with. Same stats as Zacian, but gets the defense boost, which is nice, so... Fighting's a little bit less good of a typing. Body press is going to be really good. Iron defense substitute stuff. I think the coverage... What did Dow doing? You got Ice Fang, Heavy Slam, Close Combat. You can phase out. It's fast. It's so fast. I think it's good. I think it's fine. With what was left? Here? Marshadow, Magearna, and Dragapult taken? I think I might have considered Solgaleo first. My man Alex redrafted his entire team from last season. Zamazenta, Jugulus? Jolteon from 2 seasons ago, Hisuian Typhlosion. He got rid of a few guys though. He swapped a couple out recently. Did he have treads last season? I don't know if he had treads last season or not. Yeah, okay. Well, there we go. Went with another balanced team. We'll talk about the teams in a bit though. In our Nat deck season 2. Yeah, he's a creature of habit. This is a fine bronze pick. I think Solgaleo was a little bit better, but that's like picking it. Just picking at you know, tiny things. A redraft hater. Yeah, it's fun to mix it up. Nick with the King Gambit at 15 points. I don't like it. Like, it is good. I think King Gambit's good, but my Discord invite's invalid? Oh, I gotta get that updated. I haven't put in the effort in. You haven't redrafted him on, and it's like your 6th league? Well, you do pick fun teams with like a lot of guys. I think King Gambit's great. I just think you could have waited. Especially, and Nick had the same restriction as I did with the bronze. Where's the trophy though? Oh, yeah, I do need to update those. I need to update a lot of things for my stream. It just hasn't been a priority since I'm not like driving growth on it or anything. Steve initially drafted some guys, but changed them, redrafted, but changed them because it didn't feel as fun to not need to figure out a whole new team. Yeah. I think you had a really cool team. I think you did good. Definitely big respect. And I was applauding your first round pick, by the way. King Gambit. Look, terrifying when it's the last guy, right? You get in there, you swords dance or you sucker punch, and you put up people in 50-50s or whatever. I don't know, just hope your opponent doesn't have Mach Punch or Vacuum Wave. Did you need to go for it this early? I don't think so. Like, it's hard for... Like, it's like a newbie killer. And it's dangerous and it's good. Like, it's a great type. Look how many resistances you have. Throw an Assault Vest on this. Like, it's really hard to break through. Maybe even a deal at 15 points. So maybe if you're going for... Maybe if you're going for... just like good deals, like it's a good deal. Would I rather have Iron Valiant, which was on the board? Would I rather have Qianpao or Darkrai or Genesect? Yes. Or Great Tusk? Or Meowscarada? Or Terapagos? Probably. I think you just could have waited. I think it's a fine pick. I think it's a good value pick. Yeah, Genesect, right? But I trust Nick knows what he's doing because he was the runner-up last 2 seasons ago. Next is my fantastic, wonderful wife, Sierra, who drafted Terapagos round 1. She's got... This is a very specific strategy she had, because she's got a gimmick. She wanted to draft like a bunch of the Ultra Beasts, so she got Celesteal, Naganadel, Buzzwole, Nihilego, and Guzzlord. And her thinking was that like Terapagos fit with all these guys for a couple reasons, and it was the thing that was least likely to go. Like Naganadel hasn't gotten drafted. Celesteal is probably not a round 1 pick. Buzzwole, Jerry Bear 16, thank you for the big sub. For 14 months, my gosh, what a guy, what a guy. Buzzwole wasn't gonna get scooped up, Nihilego wasn't gonna get scooped up, Guzzlord wasn't gonna get scooped up, so all part of the plan. She got it. She never got sniped for the whole draft. I think Terap is great. I should just keep Smogon open. What am I doing? I'm a fool. Look, you're bulky, you've got something better than multi-scale, you've got reliable, like the most reliable spinning there is. You've got great coverage, super great attack in Terra Starstorm. Why are my beavers not bothering? Oh, I didn't log in to mix it up. Dang it. Wait, I apologize. Give me a second, you've got... I will trigger beavers for you, someone. No recovery is a little bit rough. Mix it up. I think I need to... I'll go to properties. And I'll just like refresh it. And then I will trigger... Oh, am I signed out? There we go. Oh, I thought I was clicking on bits like a fool. Oh, but where are the beavers? We need to pull the... Oh, we need to pull it up, I think. Here we go. Again, you'll have to bear with me. It's been a while since... There we go. Okay, beaver time, baby. Oh! I think that's my left hand. No, it's my non-dominant hand. Okay. I hope this makes up for it. There's a Shaggy too, but I lost the Shaggy icon. There we go. Ah, beavers! Yeah, no recovery is a little bit rough. But I don't know. You've got rocks. You've got spinning. You've got... I don't know. This guy's just reliable. It's what you need. It's there for you, and it fits with the rest of her team. Knowing that she wasn't gonna go for a Pheromosa, probably, this is a fine pick. Xerneas at 26 from our own Solaire Bear. a great pick. No wait, I'm here. I'm on Smogon. Here we go. Look, you get double quiver dance in one turn, and these are your base stats. And one of those is your speed, one of those is your special defense, one of those is your best attacking stat. You're a fairy type. This thing's crazy. You should do a podcast for the league so I can listen and maybe even learn something about Pokemon. If you've got an interesting topic for me to cover, let me know. Because I wouldn't know what to do other than talk about the matches or go over the first round picks like this. I'm just, yeah. Thunderbolt, T-Wave. Xerneas gave me nightmares for a week prepping for it. Yeah, this thing's crazy. It's crazy. It's fairy type, which is so good already. And then what resists fairy? Fire, poison, and steel. It's not the most common thing in the world. The one-stop answer for it, but I'm not going to sell my homie out like that. Well, only one team would get it anyways. That's what you mean. We do a podcast for our fantasy baseball league. The league members enjoy it, but as an outsider, I might enjoy some Poke content. I review every single match every week on stream. I feel like you've seen it. Maybe I just don't do it at this time normally. But I mean, you've healing through Draining Kiss. You've got what? You've got Moonblast, right? You're clicking Moonblast most of the time. Is it recorded? Yeah, it'll be on YouTube too. I'll start posting those in the spooky chat. Thunderbolt, T-Wave. Coverage is not that good, but you've got options, and it doesn't matter because you've also got a 1.33 times multiplier on your fairy type Moonblast. So this is a great, one of the best picks. It's absolutely terrifying. I'm scared right now. Bless, I'll have to give him a look this season. I hope you do. Happy to have you around as always. I mean, you're dedicating it as a, you know, I guess you're a little bit setup fodder, but not setup fodder, but like if somebody sees Xerneas coming in, they're probably gonna phase it out. You might burn your power herb for nothing, but that's kind of a meta little strategy. Okay, we're really narrowing down here. 2 more picks. Zygarde complete at from Chris P. Again, there was platinums available, so why did I want to see Ho-Oh? I want to see Ho-Oh. I want to see Yveltal. Yeah, this guy's pretty crazy. You get like healed up, and then your HP becomes absolutely insane. Yeah, it is kind of weird because they're all on the board. The guy who drafted Xerneas is bad. That's so funny. You've got 1,000 arrows. You can hit flying foes, so your Corviknights are running for the hills. You've got glare. You can paralyze people and then like set up on them. You've got some phasing. You've got scale shot to boost your speed. You can trap people with 1,000 waves. With that HP stat, you actually probably could run rest. Yeah, you dragon dance. You're a ground dragon type. You'll break through everything. You can set up the bulky 50, take the hit, transform, and get the health back. Yeah, so it's like you can't just like, yeah, it's hard to deal with. It's just complete. I think it's another trap on the board. Well, it's like you have to start out as 50%, right? Which is weird. And the odd thing is, like, this doesn't even like help against Xerneas with its ability. Oh no, you're running Power Construct anyway, so like you don't even get to use Aura. You can select complete on Showdown. You can start out as complete. Oh, I thought you had to trigger it. That's a different story. So, oh, so it's actually worse in a way because you don't get the health boost. Yeah, I don't think this is a great pick for Chris. There's still time. Switch to, grab Giratina. It's great. Grab Kieran Black. Grab... Honestly, drop some points and grab Eternatus or Calyrex or Ho-Oh or Yveltal. Some of the best platinums are still here. They're still here, folks. Get them while they're hot. Finally, the last pick in round 1. This was Molly with Dialga. As far as like gold goes, like I don't hate Dialga, especially with the origin option. It is, there's some variety there. What are you getting? You're getting special defense over the attack you're not going to use. Like, that's pretty cool. Although it's ugly. It has... So, base Dialga. Super cool looking. Dialga Origin. Dialga Origin. This is Dialga Origin form, unfortunately, visually. Is this draft happening right now? No, it happened on Friday. So we're reviewing all the first round picks, and then we're going to go into everybody's teams from after a week of free agency. Not a week of free agency, a weekend of free agency. Dialga's a Steel Dragon type. That's great. It's always going to be great. You've got Roar of Time. 150, it's Hyper Beam, but Dragon. And it's Stab. And you're getting a 1.2 times boost from Dragon type moves. But you don't have to do that if you're in the base form. You could run Scarfs or Specs. And you're bulky. You can stomach like a ton of stuff and just fire back an unboosted Draco Meteor and still doing like great damage. Am I doing power rankings as well? Put me like Phil does. It's just not my style. I don't like to... I feel like if you call people out like that, like you put yourself on blast, and that's not the way I like to live my life. I'm not saying it's bad too, but like controversy is content, but I'd rather it be constructive, and just like throwing people on a board would be less interesting than actually talking about what needs to be done in the match. So there is a market if anybody wants to do power rankings, and people would appreciate it. I just don't want to be that guy. This thing can set rocks for you when it doesn't look good, and it usually will look good. It can thunder wave and slow people down. It has you do more power rankings to give roster insights. Yeah, that makes sense. Freaking Overheat. Big Draco Meteors. Big Flash Cannon. Yeah, Luke was doing the power rankings. What a homie. You've got Bulk Up, Aura Sphere, Blizzard. I don't know. Is this just solid typing? Solid typing, solid stats. Fine move pool. 2 options in forms. Like, let's go. I think it's a good pick. Good pick from Molly. That's the end of our round 1 picks. So, Jerry Bear says, you need a podcast partner who can do power rankings and be the bad guy. That's me on our podcast. Yeah. Well, maybe I'll pull you in for that. I gotta get you up. I gotta get you informed about Pokemon. Call Luke back in just for the power rankings. I mean, if he'll do it, we know someone like the bad guy. So let's start. What is the best view for these? I guess let's do this view. This is fine. Need a bad guy knows who you're talking about. It's me. It's me. I'm the bad guy. We'll start with Kolia's team. I haven't prepped for this. This is all off the cuff. You are very likable, Slayer Bear. That is true. You're a little self-deprecating too, which everybody appreciates, but then you do show up when you play. So we've got a rain team here. We're just trying to represent Austin's everywhere. Very kind of you to say though. Part of the ploy. I want to know what the end game of the ploy is. Oh, stop it. Stop it. Okay, so we got rain here. Ludicolo, you're getting good. So if you draft rain, you're either getting, I guess it depends where like Ludicolo was on the board. Like you've got rain, so Barraskewda is like a must-have. I don't see like electric terrain for Alolan Raichu, which is like iffy. And you're doubling up on psychics. I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like this team's missing a lot of resistances. Like I'm not looking off the top of my head, but I don't see a ground type. I don't see a ground type against this rain team. Wee woo, wee woo. That's wee woo, wee woo. Could use a Pincurchin or a Coco. Some Pincurchins on the board still. You've got really good speed here, right? Like elite speed. Swift Swim Ludicolo, Swift Swim Barraskewda, and Hisuian Electrode. Like there's gonna be matchups like even Scarf stuff is just not gonna do it. Which means you've also got a good pivot core here between Barraskewda and Hisuian Electrode, who you're not gonna want to bring to every match. Our Chaldon's good in the rain. You get Electro, whatever. You got two grass types here, but you've got like the steels and the electrics to offset the poison and the flying weakness. There is a little bit of a fire weakness that is helped by the rain, and you are bringing Kyogre to every match. Kyurem feels a little weird here. Kind of nice though. Freeze dry. Does that work with this? I mean, you're hitting ground types. You're already hitting ground types. Ground types are scared of you, but they also hit you well. There's a regenerator guy, like a status guy. Hazards are okay with Bronzong, but I don't see good removal. Ooh, I don't see good hazard removal. Where's the removal? That's a little icky. I'd like to see an electric terrain setter because you've got guys that synergize with it. I'd like to see an electric immunity so you don't get just volt switched on and like thundered. I'd like to see better hazard removal. Get a spinner or something. Get a Sand Slash. Pick up a 1-point Sand Slash or something, or a 2-point Sand Slash or whatever. Maybe. Pincurchin, I don't know. I don't know if you need Hisuian Electrode here. Like you've got grass, you've got fast grass and fast electric. But it is a neat Terra. Alright. Next we'll go to... Yes it is, let it go for Tapu Fini. Oh, there you go. Well. Strike while the iron's hot, right? Next we've got Sean coming back from Season 1. Blasphemy, letting it go for Tapu Fini. So we've got a little bit of... Interesting. This is like... I don't know if this is a theme team or not. If it is, it's... Here's what I'll say. This team is cool. This team's got aura, I would say. They're like all the mons are pretty cool. I would love to see the type chart for this. I play against Sean week 4, so I'm excited for that. Yeah, Wimmiscott's a little interesting here. As the spooky host, like, I'm a fan. Aesthetically, this is great. Speed, incredible. You've got Prankster, Priority. I think Hisuian Zorik's pretty fast. Your Umbreon is pretty fast, but also a wall. And then you've got Weavile, Darkrai. So you've got a Dark Spam Core plus Dragapult. And people don't have a lot of resistances to Dark and Ghost. And you've gobbled up a bunch of the Dark types. I guess not a ton of the Dark types. This is another team where do I see any hazard removal? Do I see any hazard setup? You've got all these ghosts, so you need to be able to set hazards. I don't know off the top of my head. With all these ghosts, please have Stealth Rocks somewhere. Maybe Aegislash gets it. This is gonna be really... This is a difficult team to prepare for defensively. It's gonna hit hard and fast. Umbreon's hard to break through. The Terra's here. Ghost, Dark. You've got Fairy. I feel like I would like to see more Fairy because it just kind of synergizes well with these types. But Steel's good. Having a grounded Poison type in some scenarios will be nice soak up Toxic Spikes. Maybe Wimmiscott gets Defog. Maybe that's what it is here. But I like the speed. I like the knockoff. There's a lot of utility. It's fast, powerful mons that don't have a lot of resists. Like, I think it's going to work. You don't have to think about it much either. This is a click buttons kind of team. And I like that. Better than I would have thought initially. Interesting and fun, and good job, Sean. Sorry you have to go through the Austin Gauntlet. Weeks 4 and 5, that'll be tricky for you. We Austins are trying to represent. Next we've got Alex's team. I need a different view for this, I think. Pardon. It's still hard to see Alex's team. How could I shift? I want to go into OBS here and I'll just like unlock the Chrome and I'll move it around. Chrome. Here we go. Okay. Almost recovered here. Scorecards. We'll grab this. Okay, here we go. Alex's team. I've got this next week. Austin 2.0 is an easy win for them, though. Again, so humble. You've taken step 1 on your 0 to 10 journey. Hey, that was a tough week 1. Steve is an absolute monster, and you put up a good fight. This is another Alex balanced team with point values that are very balanced because the league is designed for them to work better than heavy teams. So probably a good idea. Zam, reliable, fast, treads. You've got your hazard removal, hazard setting. You've got your pivoting. Jolteon is maybe one of the best Terra captains on the board. Ogerpon Wellspring is like, I think it's pretty good value for 15. You've got speed, you've got fast taunt, you've got a water resist, which is like, or a water absorb, which is crazy. You've got Prankster with Thunderous Incarnate, I believe. Meloetta's a really tough special wall. Definitely a little special heavy. But you got the Ogerpon and you got the Zam to help with that. And treads. So your top guys are also physical, who you're bringing every week. and the rest of them are special. So I think in practice, it's probably pretty balanced, actually. There are matchups where Regidrago is going to go crazy. I really like that in low tier. Like, there's a couple, like, Scarf guys here that are just super scary. You throw in, like, a couple walls, depending on the week. It's a good team. It'll be hard to prep for. He picked a couple of the same guys, you know. Maybe could have been cooler, but whatever. Yeah, good picks. Good picks from Alex. Is there anything missing? Got your grass type, got your water type. Might be a little light on hazards. What you got? Rock? You got treads? No, you're fine. Good team. No fairy. Not even a fairy Terra. That's a good point. Dragon. If I had a Regidrago, I'd go crazy. But I don't. Do I even have a dragon type? I don't know if I have a dragon type. I don't. That feels weird. Feels weird not to have a dragon type. Well, heck me, right? Well, he's got treads. Oh, that's it. Oh, this team is dragon fodder. In an Ubers league. That's the problem. That's a good point. This team's dragon fodder in an Ubers league. I just don't have the thing to take advantage of that. Well, there's still time. There's still time to make a change. You grab Latios. Anyways, good picks from Alex. Let's go down to the next row. We've got Nick, the Espada Assassins, coming back from season 1 as well. Pardon me. Another little dark spam core here with King Gambit and Qianpao. Love Qianpao. I guess I would have been lighter on him if he just like picked Qianpao round 1 and King Gambit round 2 when I was talking about the King Gambit round 1. Garchomp is reliable. Great Tusks. Just some great mons here. Wow. Grimmsnarl, Prankster priority. You're never gonna regret that. Chansey's better in Uber. I think Chansey's probably underpriced because in Uber is like it just walls stuff like Kyogre. Aggron is going to be able to physically wall in some situations. It'll get you rocks up. It'll probably be able to phase some stuff. Ampharos is a nice flying resist. No, this team already has flying resists. Ampharos is an electric type. There's not a lot of like those like... There's no water on this team. How's it do against fighting? 4 times weak to fightings. But you've got the Goldengo and the Chandelure. And the Grimmsnarl. No, Grimmsnarl is neutral. You've got 3 Pokemon that are 4 times weak to fighting. And your Chansey. Marshadow is going to eat this team for breakfast. A lot. Wow, that's a bad matchup. But only one team is Marshadow, so that's pretty good. Yeah, like any fighting type with knockoff is going to just run rampant here. But I like the Mons in a vacuum. Like Goldengo, Great Tusk, you're getting hazards up and they're never coming down with Goldengo. Like defog blocking and spin blocking. Chandelure's got firepower. Garchomp's super scary. You might in the playoffs. You've got screens with Grimmsnarl, and then Qianpao's just a wall breaker, and King Gambit's like a big comeback guy. I like it. I like it. I do. I think there's some interesting. I think there's some problems when it comes to typing here, I would say. I like the Mons all in a vacuum. I just don't know if I like them together. I keep forgetting how broken Good as Gold is. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. The amount of times people tried to defog on me last season and it didn't work was... People just don't expect it to block everything. Like Leech Seed. Everything. We've got Jeremy next. With the triple regenerator core, which is really crazy. It's good. I think it's a comfortable space for Jeremy. I think last season had Toxapex, Among Us, something like that. I think that is going to give Jeremy, as someone who's not usually like in the playoffs, I think that'll give Jeremy a good matchup against some of the players who aren't as comfortable in the Pokemon space, that don't understand that like you need the breaking power to get through those guys. Especially with like Ferrothorn too. Like these are just walls that'll just like slowly chip you down. Yeah, you gotta remember Shedtail's banned. That's an important note. Pardon me for 10 seconds. Okay. Cyclozar, you've got your Rapid Spin, you've got Dracos, you've got... I like the Terra Ghost there, so you can spin block too. You've got Knockoff. You've got your walls, you've got Regenerator guys that can also pivot a little bit. Espeon helps with your hazard clearing, because otherwise you don't... You have Defog on Tornadus. Zacian's super scary. You can just blow up with that, so like... Jeremy can lure you into a false sense of security with all these like Regenerator mons, where you're just like getting in a rhythm and then suddenly switch into Zacian and like boost and just destroy your entire team. Serperior is going to catch people off guard. Just like Sub, Glare, Leech Seed, Leaf Storm, Contrary shit. It's a scary team. This is a little bit of a frightening team to deal with. Good drafting. I haven't thought about the typings too much, but like at a glance, they're pretty interesting. Like Fairy, Flying, Grass Steel, Water Poison, Ghost Fires, like whatever, a Dragon, Hazards, Raw Grass, and then you got a little bit of speed control. This is a fast team. Zacian, Tornadus, Blacephalon, Cyclozar, Espeon, Serperior, Excelgor. That's so fast. It's a good team. Good job, Jeremy. And Carbink, what a great low point pick. What a great low point pick. Really impressed. Got Jake. Jay Vaughn. Mewtwo. Arceus Fire. That's some good speed, but that's where it kind of ends. So you've got these two like fast, powerful guys at the top that are really good offensively. You got like an ice thing going on. I feel like Lapras and Glaceon should have hail support. But what you have is Tyranitar with Sandstorm, which is nice for your Metagross and your Tinkaton. And it's a good special wall. I feel like these guys all have a giant amount of stats, but a lot of them are actually slow, and I don't see a ton of pivoting to like get your Mewtwo and your Arceus in safely, other than like I'd be teleporting my Deoxys defense every game. Lapras should have been a Terra Captain for sure. Maybe over the Glaceon. Over the Tinkaton. Tinkaton does not need to have a Terra type. I'm going to tell you right now, you should change that. You should... Tinkaton's type is part of why it's so good. Like, Fairy Steel is amazing. Lapras... Let's talk about Lapras for a second. Lapras has Water Absorb. Has Water Absorb. 130 base HP, good bulk, and it gets Freeze Dry and some coverage like Bolt Beam coverage and Dragon Dance, for example. you should... You could pick a Terra type that's weak to water and absorb it, for example. And then get offensive coverage to go with like freeze dry or whatever. You could go ice and get Terra freeze dries that are boosted by Dragon Dance. Yes, Terra, please Terra your Lapras. Please, please. I beg of you. You got 3 scary setup mons at the top. Galarian Articuno kind of do that too. This feels like this team has a lot of weaknesses. Like, I feel like I'm slapping Earthquake. And I'm like devastating most of this team. Like fighting ground, which are like pretty common, feels like it does a lot. And the Galarian Articuno helps with that. But then I've got 3 psychic types. So I'm also packing knockoff, which is 4 psychic types, which is wildly... It feels like I'd like to see more type diversity here. Like it's kind of doubling up on a lot of weaknesses that are pretty common. Dark, fighting, ground, fire. Where's the fire resist? Tyranitar and Arceus. Maybe. There's type problems here. And it would be better if Tinkaton was left as is and Lapras got Terra'd, I think. But it's an interesting team. I like a lot of the ideas. Mewtwo's like super scary and fast. The speed's good at the top. Arceus Fire is gonna like break through a bunch of stuff. I want to see some Tyranitar Dragon Dance sets. Like, don't be afraid. Just go to town. Nobody has rock resists. Nobody does. Nobody has rock ground resist. It just like doesn't happen nearly enough. So let loose with Tyranitar. Live your Gen 3 dreams. Next, we had Nick. Don't tell them these things. My duty. Next we've got Nick. Nick with Arceus Dark again. I feel like this. I think Nick has, as a newer player, has grabbed some trap mons. Like Electrode like looks good on paper because it's like Electrode needs to be Terra'd. I'm telling you that right now. You take the Terra off of Doublade, even maybe off of it. I think Aerodactyl's a great Terramon. Electrode needs it because somebody just switches into ground type and you're just like, oops, I guess I'll die. And it's like your speed's nice, but you're gonna raw switch into an Earthquake or something, or they're gonna predict it and like, you know, attack flying type with a rock type move. If you give Electrode Terra Ice and do Volt Switch Ice Beam stuff, like that's pretty good. That's interesting. Use that speed, right? You need to bump that up a little bit. Gouging Fire, like you have to position it correctly. It's like so scary, but like you have to not get paralyzed. You have to make sure that there's not like some crazy physical wall that just like absorbs your stab, like Terra Fairy Houndoom. And it's good. Like it just needs to position. Palafin, you need to spend a turn getting it set up, and it's like a good player might take advantage of Palafin coming out turn 1 and flip turning. It's just like it's good, but like, are you gonna get that Uber's value out of it? Are you gonna bring the Choice Band Jet Punches when the rest of your team needs the priority? I don't know. Necrozma, it's like a setup mon. Breloom, are we using Spore and Priority and Swords Dance? And then Arceus Dark's the biggest one of all because like it can do so many things, but are you going to know what the right thing to do to bring it for is? Like, are we taking advantage of foul play against like Terranormal Aerodactyl with like big double edge and reckless? Yeah, that'd be crazy. This is a tricky team to drive, I would say. My advice would probably be to pick some more straightforward guys. I don't hate them. Like these Pokemon are all valuable, but they're tricky. Also, removal doesn't look great. And your setter's Glimmet, and Glimmet's terrible. Don't pick Glimmet. But I do like a lot of these mons. Eviolite, yeah, Eviolite Dublade's hard to break through for sure. This is the team's knockoff fodder though. There's one resist. It's Florges. Well, that's how I know. It comes from experience. I've made a mistake. That's how you learn. You pick Glimmet, and then you regret picking Glimmet, and then you tell people that they'll regret picking Glimmet. I did not like my team my last draft season, dude. Yeah, that's you live and learn, right? All right, we got Quilf Daddy. We've got Diego here. That's a great name for a team. Quilf Daddy, we love it. This is the Psy Spam team that also appears to be Dark Spam. Skill issue on Glimmet. That is true. If I had... I know the turn that would have probably won me the championship game if I had clicked Stealth Rocks instead of... What was it? Parting Shot? Memento. Almost. Well, I appreciate your confidence. I think I needed to get the rocks up, but I don't know why I was thinking that Memento is something that went through Substitute. Like I thought I could at least die. I just wanted to die. I didn't necessarily want to get the -2 and stuff, but like it totally blocked it. And that's a game knowledge thing. That's a skill issue. Quilf Daddy. I see. Dark does not resist dark, right? Is this team... It does resist dark. Okay, that's good. That's really good. You need that. Because this team, otherwise we get sucker punched. Okay, so you've got the Psy Spam team to some degree. Deoxys Attack, like that's going to be the strongest expanding force in the game. You're going to be able to nuke teams with Specs expanding force with Deoxys if you get in DD in. I just want to die, Specky. Don't put it on a bumper sticker, whatever. Don't give the wrong impression of me. Hazard control and Cinderace and good speed. Really good. A couple guys with really good speed. Like Deoxys Cinderace is like elite speed. You're probably not going to get the most out of your Bisharp because you're not going to be able to sucker punch with it all the time. Slowking's going to have big future sights. The bottom feels slow, actually. I don't see a ground type. I don't see a ground resist. Your removal is like Conkeldurr. But you've got some good physical and special walls with Quillfish and Slowking and Escavalier and Bisharp. This is another team where it feels like there's some type issues, and maybe that's fine because of your Psy Spam Psychic Train team, but like I'd consider packing like a terrain move against this team. I think that would be okay. I think you could definitely do that. Like with weather, sometimes it's not always the best idea, but like Indeedee's not coming in many times. And like you just can't risk getting like expanding forced or like not, because like a passing breeze will kill Deoxys Attack with priority. So what am I doing? Am I starting like most matches with knockoff and just like trying to get rid of the Indeedee's at least terrain extender? Yeah, I think there's type issues here though. The biggest thing is like you're gonna get Volt turned on and you're just gonna get Earthquaked on like crazy. Like people are gonna look at the type matchup and they're just gonna smack the Earthquake button and they're not gonna think about it and it's gonna be okay. Especially because Deoxys attack most of the time is gonna be doing like special type moves. Special attacking moves. So you're gonna get like Assault Vested and Surprise Die. And opposing dark types are gonna be tricky too. And you've got ways to deal with that, which is good. Like the Urshifu's like a really good balance to the Psy Spam team. Offensively, it looks great. Defensively, I'm a little scared. I'm a little frightened for you. But perhaps you'll be able to do it, Diego. I know you were training in the mountains for this one. EQ knock U-turn. That's the draft formula, man. Alright, and now we've got... I may need to drag this over. Now we've got Sierra's team, my wonderful wife, with Beast Mode. So a little bit of a gimmick team here. She expressed that she didn't like getting handicapped for doing well in the playoffs, so as minor protest, she decided to pick a non-super serious team. But I think it ended up being okay. The big thing was she just wanted like a bunch of Ultra Beasts, and part of the benefit of that is that people weren't drafting Ultra Beasts in our league for the most part. Like she knew she could get Guz last round, and like with Terra, like there's some interesting stuff there because it's got stats. It just doesn't have like the right stats, but like with Terra, like I think it's gonna do some work for 3 points. Everyone was too focused on Ubers. Yeah, definitely, because they like feel like the Ubers normally, but here they don't as much. Good some fine physical and special walls with like Celesteela, Buzzwole, Nihilego, and Palisand. Guzzlord Gamers dropping. I think Guzzlord is kind of a swag pick. I think this team is cool. It is called Beast Mode. The Trap, I think, does kind of glue a lot of this together because it helps with hazards. It spins. It does just good neutral damage. Prim's a great pick. Celesteel's a great pick. She had that core last season too. And half of these guys can just explode and be very scary. Like Nihilego's got good speed. Scarfed Buzzwole. Like there's 5 beast boosters on this team. I don't think Guzzlord counts as a beast booster because it's like too slow to utilize it. So it can get scary fast. Pain Split on gloves with low base health mon gonna go hard. Oh my god, yeah. It's gonna... Wow. Terra Mimikyu, I think, was one of the best Terras on the board. Because you can offset... Like that Terra Ghost, Shadow Sneak, Swords Dance with a turn to set up with Disguise. Like, I think it's gonna be great. She's got 2 oh shit mons with Terrapagos and Mimikyu, both being able to take a hit. Some fair pivoting, flip turn, U-turn, parting shot. I think it's a surprisingly balanced team. Trying to think about typing stuff. There's like all these Ultra Beasts. There's got to be an issue here, right? No, I think she grabbed some good Pokemon. I probably have my bias glasses on because it's my wife, but I understand. Slayer Bear, I mocked with my wife on a previous league. I had Lapras and she just pain split on Mimikyu while I watched Lapras die, and she stayed full. The pain. I'll have to remember to pack my pain split against Guz. That'll be good. And I'll have to probably warn my wife, honestly, about that one. Cool team. Alright, here it is, everybody. The moment you've all been waiting for. It is Slayer Bear 626 Austin 2.0. Give me a second. Man, this just sucks. I'm gonna head out. Maybe the best first 3 picks. No. Let me think about this. Let me think about that. Maybe the best first 2 picks. I love Xerneas, and you're a stronger player without a handicap. So I like that you went for the plat. I'd love to see an Aloe on this team, but Alomomola got drafted too early. Meowscarada is like such a fast breaker. Just big knockoffs. Like, how many teams do we say just like knockoff spam's good against? Meowscarada is gonna do it. It's gonna have the speed. It's gonna get there. Raging Bolt is like a great revenge mon with a good typing. Ditto, super undervalued for Ubers. I don't know. I think it was like 8 points or something, maybe 6. In Ubers, I think it's like an 11 or 12 pointer. So I think you got a big deal there. Because you're just going to switch in on Zacian, right? With like a scarf. 7 points. You're just going to be able to switch in on Zacian with the attack boost and just like with a scarf outspeed and kill. Especially with like a slow pivot, like Volt Switch from Raging Bolt or something. Hisuian Arcanine is like a great breaker. What I think is... This feels like kind of hyper offense to me. Absol doesn't feel like it fits. Like, you've got a little bit of priority in Sucker Punch, but like it's just slow. Glisspod's got good priority with the Terra Bug. That's gonna scare some people for sure. I would like to see a slow pivot on this, like trade for like an Alomomola or something to like sponge a hit and get something in safely. Because that's the thing, like, these matches are going to be volatile, it feels like, with you. It's going to be, like, you bring in these, like, crazy, fast, hard-hitting guys. They might have an answer. And then, like, you got to switch out, and then whatever comes in is going to take, like, a huge piece of damage, and it just feels so volatile. And, like, maybe you'll win that because you're, like, a fairly good player. That's scary, though. But your team's scary. Look at it. Oh, my God. How do I switch into Meowscarada, Raging Bolt, Xerneas? I don't. I cry. I curl up in a ball. I shudder. Yeah, other than the Meow, it's a little bit slow. You're gonna rely on Scarfs. Trick Room? I think Trick Room's a viable strategy for this team. I think Drifblim has a lot of utility. Revavroom's a good Terra. Because with the setup potential and being able to... Maybe switch up the Terras on that Revavroom so that you can have something like a flying or something, or a grass that's like resistant to ground. So then you can shift gear. What about grass? So steel. Steel Poison doesn't hit ground types. Or Steel Poison doesn't hit steel types. So you have the ground Terra, which makes a lot of sense. And the Fairy is it's a neutrally defensive type, which is good. I like the ground. Thinking about it now, I think like a flying or a grass instead of a Fairy might be nice, but... And then the Gliscod, you're just able to slap like banded first impressions and you'll get your value out of it, so that's fine. I think it's a fun team. Yes, it kind of has some speed issues, but it's got good priority and some options to make up for it. Very volatile. Jaden, our own J27 here. How many? Okay, we're getting close. This became... You got fun plans for Gliscod? I can't wait to see. This became a mono flying team after it started out as a mono ground team. With the intent that it is a flying team, the plans lose. You gotta... I think this will fare... Flying's a good type, right? I think it is a good type. It's got some weaknesses, but like... You're not dealing with spikes, you're not dealing with toxic spikes, you're not dealing with sticky webs. There's not a ton of flying resist types out there. It's like steel and rock. And electric. The problem for me is that it's a mono flying team. Yeah, rocks are just a huge problem. Like, you've got an electric absorber and kilowattrel. That's nice. But you don't... Your rock resists are Terra Steel Articuno and Terra Steel Kilowattrel. And if Kilowattrel is your defensive answer, you've got problems. 3 electric absorbers. So there's Lando and there's Thunderous, yeah. Yeah, that's nice. Ice. It's all neutral. Yeah, ice rock is just a huge problem. So, you know, Hisuian Avalugg is your greatest nightmare. It's slow. Skarmory does not resist ice. It's neutral. The resists are just neutral is the thing. Which means that the types are still spammable. Now, luckily there's an item clause in place. Otherwise, people would just, like, press Scarf or Banded or, you know, Specs Power Gem or something. Decent speed on this team. Stat monsters, it looks like. Like Moltres, Articuno, the Genies. Really good pivoting, I'd imagine. You can set up good hazards yourself, like spikes. No ghost type to keep them off. And you're going to be defogging all the time, so you're not going to be able to keep your hazards up. It'll be tricky, but like, it's better than a mono bug or probably a mono normal team or something. Like, I like this team on paper a lot more than Matt's team last season with the mono normal. Very cool. I think it's a cool idea. It's a, you know, it's an Uber season. You're messing around a little bit. Fastest team on average? It may be. Okay, we got Chris P and the Tinkerbells. Wow. Okay, first things first. I don't know how I feel. Tear that Avalugg, man. Please tear that Avalugg. You don't... Toadscruel doesn't need it. It's a good typing. It's not like you're going to, like, set up with Toadscruel or something. Like... Ground. I like it on the Honchkrow. Maybe you can get it on the Obama Snow. Like, ground ice is so... So here's the thing. Obama Snow is going to look good offensively so often. And... I like the snow in the Ubers League. I like it to boost Avalugg and Baxcalibur's defense. The top of the board looks pretty interesting. You've got Heatran, which is 4 times weak to ground type moves, with a grassy terrain setter. And just like looking at it and not like thinking about it too much, like fairy plus heat, fire, steel plus ground dark feels good. Like it just feels good. Rillaboom, however, is putting in a lot of work defensively here. It's the ground resist, it's a water resist, as grass types do. Meaning the Toadscruel is kind of the same thing. Like, I think you want to keep the Toadscruel ground grass most of the time because it's good. You do have... Cresselia has Levitate, right? That's pretty nice. I think I like this team. You got Priority. You've got Arceus Fairy and Bax Caliber. That's going to look good offensively every matchup. You've got great hazard removal. You've got great hazard setting with Tinglu. You've got... You got Heatran? Heatran's great. You've got Arceus Fairy, which can do every... I like this team. Good job, Chris. This is neat. Fire resist. You can absorb it with Heatran. A little bit of a fire weakness, for sure. I'd love to see Terra Water Avalugg. Maybe get another water type in here in general. Or any water type. Good job, Chris. I like this team. Next. Okay, we got 2 rows left. 2 rows. Dragonite's Goons is Joe, a newcomer to the league. We've got immediately starting with 2 dragon flying types. I hate that. Kinda hate it. Scary. But right now I feel like I just throw Magearna in front of it and I'm okay. I know I can get Earthquake, but it's not Stab. And these guys need to set up a little bit. Infernape's good speed. Crook, the goat. The Draft League goat. What's the ground? Okay, you're fine with ground. Ice. You got Swampert. Ooh, a little bit of an ice weakness. You got a Rocker. No good removal. Got 2 good Rockers. I like your ground types. Where's the... You've got 2 ground resists. Okay, so the types aren't bad there, though. Needs to be a steel type here. Beartick with no Snow Setter, I don't like that. I don't really like Exeggutor. Scarf Crook is gonna win some games. Like, there's some fast mons, they're gonna like spiral out of control really quick, which I like. Gengar's fast too. Electros works. Where's the Terras? You gotta pick your Terras. Beartick just needs some snow. Trade with Chris P. Get a bomb of snow, maybe, instead of Exeggutor. I don't know if that'll work out with points, but oh, Dragonite's Goons. That's a fun name. Not a great first pick, but you got Rayquaza around too, so who cares? I guess. Yeah, you need to figure out something for ice types. Infernape's not going to cut it. Beartick's not going to cut it. Get a water type. Go get a water type. And then I think this, like a straight water type. And then I think this comes together, or like a steel type. Get Empoleon. Find some way to get Empoleon. I think that'll help. Next. Got Jackson. We've got Jackson here with the Lugia, which is pretty cool. I like his guys. Just like looking at him, just some guys that I like. Lugia's cool. We've got what? 4? Is that 4 ground immunities I see? I love that. I love that a lot. You've got the Bidoof. Empoleon with Scarf and only flip turn in his move. That's I've seen it. It's nasty. That's funny. Keldeo slept on. I think Keldeo slept on. The temptation here is probably going to be able to be to just use Glamora as just like a lead thing, but I think it's got some good offensive potential as a rock type attacker here. You've got free spikes with the Hisuian Samurott. I don't know how you're using Bidoof in actual combat, but I respect the pick. Flygon should be a Terra. Like pretty high pointed Mons, aren't they? Is that Jackson? These like all like 10, 11 pointers. 9, 9, 14, 10, 9, 16. Oh, this is such a shame because you've got these like 9-point Mons that could like explode with Terra, but you can only pick one. I don't like this Terra bouncing at all. I think you should drop one of your 9-pointers and grab and Bidoof and grab a 6-pointer or something. Because like all of these guys could really explode with the right support with Terra. And that's like part of what Draft League is. It's like squeezing out the value that you can get, the best value you can get out of all these guys. And part of that like comes with Terra. Like, yeah, Heracross if you can get Swords Dance up. Flygon to give you a Dragon Dance, like just changing type. We saw that last season. Doug, I think? Bidoof is the HM on. You had Flygon, didn't you, Doug? Terra Flygon? I think that was pretty successful, too. Yeah, that's good. No, there's a lot of guys I like here. You've got removal and hazard setting. You've got a lot of scary guys. Salamence and Flygon can both balloon out of control. Oh, this team has an ice type problem, too. Lugia, Flygon, Salamence, Rotomo. That's a big ice weakness. Without the resist is the problem. Like Keldeo, you could do Assault Vest Keldeo. But like, what about Qian Pao? What is this team doing against Qian Pao? Intimidating with Salamence and then dying. Bidoof gonna be MVP? I hope so. Yeah, it was a good ace. It was a good ace, Doug. Throw up that ice weakness. Actually, this is a slow team. Look how slow this team is. Keldeo's like what, 106? This is a slow team. Like it needs help to get there. This team's gonna get taken advantage of by faster teams. Like if I had Mewtwo, Life Orb Mewtwo, Psychic, Ice Beam, Psychic, Psychic, Ice Beam, Flamethrower, Ice Beam, Ice Beam, Psychic. Maybe a Thunderbolt? I don't know. Yeah, it's slow. It's real slow, but there's a lot of fun stuff there. Wait a minute. Didn't I ever... Why did I say... Oh, is there 2 Chris P's? Oh, there is. That's right. There's Primetime Chris, and then there's Prather. Alright. Here we have Chris P. Who had playoff restrictions because he beat Luke in the round 1 with the Loma Mola. So, grabbed the gold first round with Zygarde complete, which apparently you can do immediately. So, I think it's fine. Like with like that crazy bulk and Dragon Dance, like you're gonna be fine. It's okay. Everybody else looks like a gimmick Pokemon. This team is all... So like Aloe is an enabler of all things. So like Aloe's coming every week. It's gonna get the job done. Vlad's passive. Slow. 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 Mousehold and Swellow are good, but they're gonna be fighting for Terra. And then you got Ogerpon. 110. This should come every week, I think. Sturdy. Spikes. Taunt. Big rock move. That's pretty good. Electric immunity. Fairy type. Electric immunity. Ground immunity. special wall. Okay. Not great pivoting, hazard removal, rocks, spikes. On paper, it's got everything. Dragon. Magnezone doesn't count as a steel type, though. I like the Terrapix. Swell is a really good value for 2. Mousehold's a little centralizing. People will be scared of Mousehold, and they'll over-prep for it. Hoopa Unbound's a scary breaker. Like, really scary breaker. But you gotta know how to use it. Feels like a Trick Room team. Scarf this thing. Or just Assault Vest it and just live and get off a big hit. Just, like, break through a little bit. Just don't get U-turned on, or you'll die immediately. By a little bug bite. Interesting. Yeah, it's like got everything on paper. It just feels gimmicky and a little frail. But maybe a Alomomola will make it happen. Okay, we're getting there. Oh, I'm in the last. Oh my god, there's still so many teams left. Holy moly. Okay. We got Molly. With Dialga. Ooh, there's some tricky guys here. Great physical wall in Gargantical, great special wall in Goodra. Galvantula, you got Webs, which is good in Ubers. This team feels like it lacks firepower. You've got Fluttermane, which is really good, and Toxtricity. I like the Web Setter, because you'll be able to just do like modest Fluttermane, and you'll be able to get Toxtricity going. And Galarian Zapdos, who needs a little bit of help. But it's just like, it feels like if you shut those 3 down, then there's no offensive presence. I mean, Dialga. This team feels like you want to bring more than 6 guys to a match to make the whole vision happen, which you can't do. But like, I like a lot of them. Galva's a great lead. Milotic. You can pivot and stomach a lot of stuff. Good walls. No, I think it's pretty balanced. Second. Alright. Yeah, I'll go Flutter scary. That's what OG Albina had in his Ubers League. And Webs, and Garg. No, this team might be good. Points are a little spread out. Where's the ground type? No ground type. I don't like that. You got electric resists. You got a couple electric resists, but no ground type stuff. You're gonna get volt switched on. You've got some ground immunities, that's good. Got a fairy, steel dragon. You've got hazards with Garg and Dialga. Where's the removal? This team is hazard fodder. It's Kamala. Rapid spin Kamala. You don't want to bring that to every match. Seems hazard fodder, but I like a lot of them. And Molly's team always has some swag to it. Alright. We got the wacky Wobbuffets, so we've got Doug here. Good old King Tech in the chat. Palkia. We got some meme picks here for sure. Wobbuffet Shuckle. Incredible. Shaman Sky is like... I think it's gonna destroy people that don't know exactly what's going on. With just like air slash flinching at high speed. Water Dragon, Water Fairy, that's really good typing. You got really good priority. Just like banded low kicks first impression with tinted lens. Wobbuffet's gonna get people. That you're gonna have to prep for that. Shuckle's gonna get people. I think I like this team. You got webs. Does this team have rocks? Registeel maybe? Terrabalva's good. This is another slow team. You can still Terra Captain Wobbuffet. You might want to. You might want to. I think that'd probably be pretty good. Whoa. This isn't what I put on. Let's go. Give the points? Something... You're... Something to resist dark. Probably Terra Dark, maybe? Maybe Terra Fairy. Terra Psychic. And then maybe some immunity. No, you don't want immunity. You want to get hit. You know what you want? You want Terra Steel so you can't get poisoned. Because otherwise people are going to poison you. And you can just you can trap them, Terra Poison, or Terra Steel. And then like they're kind of forced to attack you. Unless they do like phasing or something like that. Just be careful you don't get boosted on and then roared out, you know? Ogrepaw's super scary if you can get it going. It's a lot of the speed on your... This team is a little slow. And it's good to your priority. And you've got good bulk and you've got good typings. Got hazards. Your removal is Defog Tapu Fini, isn't it? That's rough. Your hazard removal's not great. But you got problem mons, like, for people to deal with. Like, Iron Hands does not go down without a fight. Tapu Fini can win games. It does not go down without a fight. And then, Palkia, try and use that origin form, if it's legal. I'll ask Alex today. No, I think it's one of the strengths of your... No, I like them. I think they're good. Shaman Sky is like your speed, you know? Here's what I will say. If you're gonna drop it... If you're gonna drop those for, like... Yveltal, or like one of those crazy guys, like a really good plat, go for it. Otherwise, like, Palkia is a good value for where he's at. And Shaman Sky's not bad either. I think you just gotta figure out your speed. And I think that comes from the bottom of the board, not the top. Ogrepon helps. Ogrepon definitely helps. 110's not terrible. It's good. I really like the typings of the top two. Like, Water Fairy plus Water Dragon is great. Maybe a Steel... Registeel. Get priority. It'll be tricky. Very cool. Alright, we got Team Inferno. We've got Richard here. With the Sun team, I think grabbed the best Terra Captain in the entire draft in Rhyperior. This thing can just put you in a situation where you're just doomed. It has rock, whatever, so that it only takes 3/4 damage from super effective attacks. You can get rid of the 4x weakness to water and grass, which makes Terra Dragon actually a really good pick here. And it's got crazy physical stats. You throw an Assault Vest on there, and you're doing like 145 base attack, rock and ground attacks. Like, it's good. It's really good. Another Sun and Rain team, which is crazy, but here I like it a little bit more because I don't know, I need to look at the team. But this has Walking Wake, which can utilize both the Rain and the Sun. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like a lot of the other Mons like use that Rain or Sun well. Like, Rhyperior kind of likes the Sun to deal with water type moves. Hurt can overheat in the Sun. Nobody likes the Rain. Politoed doesn't need to be here. Get rid of Politoed. You don't want Politoed. Also looks slow. This is a very slow team. Heliolisk. Maybe Terra that guy over Machamp. Give it like Terra Ice with high speed and electric ice coverage. That's nice. Walking Wake works in the sun. That's good. Groudon Walking Wake's always going to be good. And Rhyperior. But your other three feel a little bit weak. You're going to... Doug, you're going to decide after your first match with Molly. Also, Shuckle and Wobbuffet tank your speed average. True, but... Is Registeel, Iron Hands... Arboliva helping? And then like the middle guys are like... Palkia, Tapu Fini, and Lokix, which are like 90s or below. I don't know. It feels like it just could be faster. Now we got Pat. Pheromosa, this team sucks. No, I'm kidding. This is a... Looks kind of similar to Pat's team from last year. Right? Dracovish, Galarian, Corsola, Minior. Bellybolt. Grab the Terra Stack Attack without Trick Room support, looks like. Marini, so we're fighting over Eviolite. Iron Bundle, you're gonna have to rely on Hydro Pump, but it's good speed and you got Freeze Dry. Everybody's just going to Scarf their Fastmon and outspeed Pheromosa and hit it with an Air Slash and kill it immediately. I'm not bitter. You have to run. You have to Scarf it every week. Otherwise, everybody else will just Scarf and kill it. So you don't get to like do what you want to do with it, and like you can't use the EVs for bulk because it doesn't matter. It's not enough. Bundle's really fast. This team's got good speed at the top. And then it drops off a cliff. A steep cliff. Hero-Mite's got Dragon Dance, but it's not helping its primary attacking stat. Also feels like the... No ground type. Bellybolt a Volt Absorb? No. No ground. No electric immunity. Like no ground type. And no Oh, Minior is your only ground. Resist, other than Pheromosa. There's typing problems here. But there's immediate offensive pressure and speed. Like Pheromosa Bundle is so hard to deal with. And then there's like walls to switch into. It does work. And Dracovish is scary. Feels like Pat should like trade with whoever has Pelipper. Noah for Pelipper. And that would be big. No, you need a ground type too though. At least Marini has Terra Ground. That's kind of nice. Pat always does tricky stuff. I'm sure it'll work out well. Alright, here's my team. Okay, really getting down there. Did not find error, look up, whatever. I enjoy my team a lot more than last year. When I started out the draft, my last three picks previously were Chansey, Delibird, Volbeat. Swapped it out for Alolan Sandslash, Houndoom, and Furfrou. And I think it all works out pretty good. So I've got Hazard Removal with Lando, Zapdos, Quaquaval. Everybody pivots. which I like. So there's not real momentum sinks other than kind of Shaman, but Shaman can Healing Wish and kill itself or Baton Pass. Hound Doom is also kind of stuck there in Sand Slash, but like those are more means to an end kind of guys. Lando, Zapdos, Shaman, and Alolan Sand Slash and Furfrou can handle physical threats. Everything can kind of handle special threat with Assault Vest. My speed's a little bit of a problem. It's Greninja and it's like Slush Rush, Sand Slash. There's a lot of acceptable speed, like Zapdos, Lando, Houndoom, Furfrou, and Shaman, but it needs a little bit to get going. Hazards, Magearna, Lando, Greninja, Galarian Slowking, Sand Slash. Oh yeah, Sand Slash can also do removal. And yeah, so I was going for Magearna first round just because the typing looked good and it just looked like a really good value. Just being the glue between so many things. And I was like, okay, what's the perfect partner for Magearna? And it's like, okay, well, it's something that can break through the steel and fire types that Magearna can't break through and can resist the ground and maybe fire types that Magearna gets burned up by. And Lando was simply the answer. So I like those two so much. Landorus also gives me the electric and the ground immunity in one, which is appreciated by other members of the team. I wanted to go for Keldeo round 3, but it got scooped up, which I couldn't believe. Just because water fighting just on paper, it worked well with these guys. Like resisting, just being able to like hit the steel types a little bit better. Water was really nice too. And it gave me somebody who can like get out of control with like Moxie and Aqua Step. Another spinner, pretty nice Assault Vest user, knockoff guy. I'm most excited about Zapdos. I just think Zapdos is cool looking. And his type's really good. He's only weak to electric and ice and rock. Both of which Magearna resists. My two water types also help with a little bit of an ice weakness. But the bottom of my draft also helps with the ice a little bit. And that's also why I doubled up on the water to offset that a little bit. And Magearna is always going to be there. So like I'll always have an ice resist. Also, Galarian Slowking just tends to do well against ice like special attackers because it's Galarian Slowking. There's like a mini ice core here with chilly reception. Sorry, I'm getting a message by Alex. Furfrou is a fun little pick at the bottom of the board. Effectively like 80 HP and like over 120 defense because of Fur Coat. And like good special defense with like pivoting and Thunder Wave. Like, not bad for a point. Greninja gets out of control. I think I adore this team, quite frankly. I like them a lot. Yeah, ice is a weakness. Speed's a little bit of a problem. Tell Alex to wait were more important. You're damn right. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. Next, we've got Noah's team here. Sorry, I can't scooch down anymore. There we go. Sun and Gun, half Sun, half Rain team. He drafted Pelipper Torkoal. His Uber is Roaring Moon. He's got Earthtrue Rapid Strike, which is, I think, a good value at, what was it, 17 points. Chlorophyll Venusaur. Photosynthesis Roaring Moon. To me, looks much more like a Sun team than a Rain team. Not only that, but like... There's like two variations of the team. Like, I don't know how much you're going to be mixing and matching in between. How do the types look? No ground type. This team's got electric problems. Holy moly, this team has electric problems. The Charizard can tear ground, but then you're getting hit by probably like a big water type attacker, so people are going to predict that. I mean, there's two grass types and a dragon type. Are you bringing Venusaur on your rain team? Are you bringing Brute Bonnet on your rain team? No fairy type. Yeah, there's definitely some type gaps, but hey, no one his first match against Nick 4-0. That's impressive. And he's a good player. He'll always figure out how to do this. And last but not least, we've got the Silph Co Screamtails, my boy Steve. This is a good team. Marshadow, again, might be a platinum mover disguised as a bronze. Iron Valiant works on any team. And double fighting is going to be, like, hard to defend against. He's got removal and Excadrill and Rotom Wash. Good speed and support. Marshadow, Iron Valiant, Screamtails, like really good speed. Intimidate support, Sticky Web. Azelf's a good sweeper. Iron Moth, it's alright. It's okay. Jump Bluff, good speed. Disruption with Rotom Wash. Another brilliantly constructed team by Steve. Wow. Both spikes on Overquill. Fast T-Wave support with Screamtail. Fiery Dance, Iron Moth, Booster Energy. Jump Bluff is 1 point. It has 110 speed and Stun Spore. Leech Seed, Substitute. Even the Spite Ops, look, it's 2 points. He doesn't have to bring it to playoffs if he doesn't want to. It's gonna show up. It's going to Sticky Web. It's going to the Silph Co Screamtail Screamers. Then that's it. I thought I said it at the beginning. It's hard to find a good time to defog. Yeah. Spite Ops is going to come in. It's going to set webs. It's going to do like the Spider Web Protect move that lowers your speed. And then it's going to die. And that'll be okay. It'll have done its job. Not that this team like needs the webs too much, but like it could be the difference maker to maybe make a couple of these guys like adamant or modest instead of jolly or timid. Good types. The Rotom Wash is holding defensively is holding a lot of this together. Otherwise, like ground looks like really good. Neutrally. Maybe not. How do you do against Psychic? It's good you grab the Azelf and the Screamtail and the Overquill at the end. That really helps with the Psychic. Fairy's a little bit of a problem. So the Overquill helped there too. That's big. Overquill's... I feel like Overquill's coming like every week. Like Overquill and Rotom Wash really help with your top guys, like defensively. And that's okay, right? What are they? They're parting shots, they're intimidating, they're spreading status. Like that all works. Good team. Good team. I'll play it in week 5 and it'll be one hell of a match. Alright, well. We'll be on next week with a review of week 1's matches. We've got a very exciting season of Ubers ahead of us. I'm having a blast already. Thank you guys so much for joining. This stream was like popping. I had a really good time. Overquill, is that Dark Intimidate will always be valuable? Yeah, 1 weakness to ground. That's Dark Poison's great typing. Yeah. I'm your spooky host. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Hop in the Discord if you want to keep updated like immediately with the results of how the stuff's going. But we'll be back next week for sure with the results of this week. Bye. We could raid somebody perhaps. I haven't raided somebody in so long. Anybody I'm following? Somebody's playing Star Wars that I'm following is playing Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. That's pretty cool. I don't know any of these people. Similar, smaller size. I don't feel like it. I don't feel like it.